What if you bought your dream house all alone in the quiet countryside, and a few nights in, you wake up to realize you're not alone. Someone or something is breathing right behind your bedroom wall, watching you, waiting for you to fall asleep. This isn't a movie. This happened to a woman named Kayla in Ohio just last year. Police searched the house multiple times and found nothing, but he was there the whole time. If you're brave enough, stay till the end, because the final twist will make you check your own walls tonight. I never believed in hauntings. I believed in bad wiring, carbon monoxide leaks, and squatters. That's why when the noises started, I didn't call a priest. I called the police 3 times, and 3 times they found nothing. My name is Kayla Reed. In March 2024, I bought a 90-year-old farmhouse on 11 acres outside Chillicothe, Ohio. It was a foreclosure, dirt cheap, and I was tired of renting. The realtor called it a handyman's dream. I called it freedom. The house sat at the end of a half-mile gravel driveway, surrounded by cornfields that wouldn't be planted for another month. No neighbors in sight. Perfect. The first week was peaceful. Too peaceful. The kind of quiet that presses against your eardrums. Then came the scratching. It started the night I finished unpacking. I was in bed, scrolling on my phone when I heard it. Faint, deliberate scratching inside the wall behind my headboard. Like fingernails dragging across plaster, slow and rhythmic. Scratch. Scratch. Pause. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I sat up, heart already racing. Mice, I told myself. Old houses have mice. I banged on the wall. The scratching stopped instantly. I waited 10 minutes. Nothing. I went back to sleep. The next night, it moved. Same time, 2:17 a.m., but now it was coming from the hallway outside my bedroom. I opened the door with a flashlight. Empty hallway. Dust floating in the beam. I followed the sound to the linen closet at the end of the hall. The scratching was inside the closet wall. I opened the door. Nothing but sheets and mothballs. But the scratching kept going. Directly behind the back panel, I grabbed a screwdriver and pried the cheap plywood panel off. There was a narrow space between the closet and the exterior wall about 18 inches wide. Just insulation, mouse droppings, and darkness. I shone the light in. At the far end, maybe 15 feet down, something pale moved. I swear it did. A flash of skin, then gone. I screamed, dropped the flashlight, and slammed the panel back on. I didn't sleep again that night. Morning came. I called an exterminator. He came, poked around, set traps, and told me it was definitely rodents. Big ones, he said. Maybe rats. Maybe a raccoon got in the crawl space, sprayed foam into every crack he could find. I paid him $400 and felt better. That night, the scratching came back louder. And it wasn't random anymore. It was following me. I was in the kitchen making tea when it started directly beneath the floorboards under my feet. I froze. The scratching moved with me left when I stepped left, right when I stepped right. I ran upstairs. 30 seconds later, the scratching was above me, inside the ceiling. I slept in my car that night with the engine running and the doors locked. Day. I installed 6 Wi-Fi cameras inside the house and 2 outside. I needed proof. The footage from that night still makes my skin crawl. 2:03 a.m. Hallway camera empty. 2:04 a.m. A section of the baseboard in the hallway slowly pushes outward, like someone is easing it from the inside. A pale hand appears, long fingers, dirty nails grips the edge and pulls the board back into place from within the wall. The hand disappears. No face, no body. Just the hand. I called the sheriff again. 2 deputies showed up at dawn. I showed them the clip. They watched it 3 times in silence. Then they tore into every wall on the first floor with crowbars. Nothing. No hidden rooms, no tunnels, no body. Just old lath and plaster. One deputy looked genuinely disturbed. "Ma'am," he said, "you need to leave this house." I didn't leave. I couldn't afford to. Instead, I hired contractors to gut the entire first floor. They worked for 4 days. New drywall, new wiring, new floors. Lamwan Badsen I din Tihaf. When they left, the house looked brand new inside. I thought I'd won. I was wrong. The first night after the renovation, I woke up at 3:12 a.m. to the sound of breathing. Not mine. It was coming from inside the wall again, but the wall was brand new drywall, painted 2 days ago. The breathing was slow, wet, patient. Then a voicemail, raspy, inches from the surface, whispered my name, Kayla. I moved out the next morning and checked into a motel 40 miles away. I left everything behind except my laptop and a suitcase. I told myself I'd sell the house as is and eat the loss. 3 days later, I got a call from the realtor. A cash buyer wanted to see it immediately. No inspection. Full asking price. His name was Daniel Carver. Tall, thin, late 30s, dressed in an expensive black suit despite the weather. He had pale skin and eyes that didn't seem to blink often. He walked through the house in complete silence, running his fingers along the new walls like he was greeting old friends. When he reached the master bedroom, he stopped, pressed his ear to the fresh drywall, and smiled. "I'll take it," he said. I asked if he wanted to know why I was selling so fast. He just looked at me and said, "I already know it's here. Kay paid cash." On the day I handed over the keys, he asked me one question. "Did you ever find the hatch?" "What hatch?" I asked. He smiled wider. "Under the stairs. Behind the fake panel." I told him the contractors never mentioned a hatch. He just nodded, like that was the answer he expected. I left Ohio 2 weeks later. I moved to Seattle, changed my name, got a new job. I thought it was over. It WASN single quotes. 6 months later, I started getting emails from an address with no name. The subject line was always the same, from inside the wall. The body of the email was always a single photograph taken with a flash in total darkness. The first one showed my old bedroom exactly as I left it. The second showed the kitchen. In every photo in the far background, you could just make out the shape of a man sitting cross-legged, watching. The last email came 3 weeks ago. The photo was taken from inside my new apartment in Seattle. The angle was from behind the air vent in my bedroom ceiling. In the foreground, my own sleeping face. In the background, barely visible in the shadows, 2 pale eyes staring straight into the lens. Last night, the scratching started again. It's inside the walls of my new apartment. And I never told anyone where I moved. I'm writing this now because I can hear him moving behind the drywall. Getting closer. A tune I recognize. It's the same lullaby my mother used to sing when I was a child. He knows everything about me and he's patient.